Hello! Today we are going to be making the Stitch Me Floral Pincushion featuring sketchbook fabrics designed by Sharon Holland. We will be learning to use decorative stitches, how to use the freehand system, and how to applique with steam a seam. This project is perfect for using leftover scraps and to practice your quilting and decorative stitches. Make for yourself or for a friend. This would make such a sweet and thoughtful gift for a fellow sewer. Sew a 3.5 square from fabric A to a 3.5 square from fabric E. Also sew a 3.5 square from fabric A to a 3.5 square from fabric D. Iron seams in opposite directions and line up seams and sew pieces together. Iron seam to either side. Next, iron a 6.5 square of fusible fleece to your piece. Take a 5-inch square of steam a seam and peel off sheet of paper to expose the glue side of the steam a seam. Place your 5-inch square from fabric C on top of the glue side and iron fabric to steam a seam. Cut out the circle design in the fabric. You will need two, but cut out a few to practice your applique or for a future project. Next, peel off the back paper to expose the other glue side of the steam a seam. Place in both 3.5-inch squares from fabric D and E, about 1/4 inch away from the center seam line. Now it's time to stitch around your circle designs. I chose a zigzag stitch by pushing button number 2 on my machine. Your screen should now look like this. Select the desired stitch length and width by pushing the up and down arrows. Attach your embroidery foot to your machine. Place the outer edge of your circle applique in the center of the foot. Turn your fabric slowly, making sure the edge of your circle applique is in the center of your embroidery foot, making sure the needle follows the outer edge of your circle applique to secure the raw edge. When you reach the end, backstitch. Select the Home button and use the arrow buttons to select the Decorative Stitches icon. Press OK to confirm. This will bring you into the different categories of decorative stitches. We will be using the floral stitches, but feel free to play around with the other stitches. I selected 112 in the floral decorative stitches. I'm going to use this stitch for the stems of my flowers. Start from the bottom of your circle applique and stitch stem design to the bottom of your piece. Continue playing around with decorative stitches using your 2 contrasting threads on your front pincushion. Also feel free to add some straight stitches or play around with different quilting techniques. Using the freehand system can save you 20% of time by not having to take the extra step to reach behind your machine. For those of you who don't use it very often, I suggest you give it a try. The freehand system is a good way to raise the presser foot temporarily when you want to pivot at the corner with the needle stop down engaged. Using the freehand system works great when you are echo stitching a rectangle or square. Push the needle stop button down, so when you stop sewing, your needle will be in the down position. Stitch a rectangle on your front pincushion. When you get to the corner to pivot, use your right leg to raise the foot. Turn the fabric to the new direction, release your leg to lower the presser foot, and begin sewing again. Take your 6.5 by 9 inch rectangle from fabric B and fold it in half with both 6.5 ends touching. Next, take your 1.5 inch by 11 inch strip from fabric F and fold both long ends in 1/4 of an inch, and then fold it in half and press. Take the binding you made and fold it over your 6.5 by 9 inch fabric on the folded side. Pin in place and stitch as close to the edge as possible to secure the binding. Next, take your 6.5 inch backing piece and iron fusible to the wrong side of the fabric. Place pocket on top of your backing and stitch as close to the edge as possible to secure the pocket to the back pincushion. Place front and back pincushion right sides together. Stitch all the way around the piece, but leave a small unsewn portion on any side in order to flip your pincushion to the right side of the fabric. Again, try to use the freehand system when pivoting at each of the corners. It will save you a lot of time in all of your sewing projects. Feel free to clip your corners at the seam allowance so your pincushion will have nice pointy corners. Flip right side of the fabric through the unsewn portion. Stuff with polyfill and hand stitched closed. I hope you enjoyed making the Stitch Me Floral Pincushion featuring sketchbook fabrics designed by Sharon Holland. Have fun using all the fun decorative stitches BERNINA has to offer. Stay tuned for more projects from AGF, which can all be found on the BERNINA website at weallsew.com.